I'm Maxwell Garcia and you are watching MWG Tech, and today we are talking about my review on what I've had on my watch for the past week and a half, and that's WatchOS 6, the latest and greatest Apple Watch software version released to almost every single Apple Watch model except for the very first generation, but even the Series 1 is getting this, so that's pretty good. And WatchOS 6 is perfect. It really matches the futuristic yet simplistic feel that iOS 13 gives off. So let me get into WatchOS 6. It's been great and super clean and fluid on my Apple Watch Series 4, but let me just talk about the small things for a moment that I've kind of found in WatchOS 6 that I didn't see on any big feature list. And number one, this had me thinking a little bit, and that's that on every single complication watch face, if you have the Earth on there, you can now see where you are placed on Earth because we live on Earth, right? So you're gonna see a little GPS dot. So I live in Florida, so you see a little GPS dot located in the general area of Florida, and this helps with all like the shading and daylight. So you kind of get a better indication on where you live. Just super simple. The next one is that both the UI for podcast and music have changed. So when you're going to the now playing little section tab of your music or podcast, it's different. So when you're changing the volume, it's a little volume indicator right next to the digital crown. The song is nice in bold text. We got the play and pause bigger than the previous and next, which is convenient because you're gonna play pause more often than going previous and next. And overall, it just looks clean. It matches like the iOS 13 feel. That previous Apple Music and Apple Podcasts didn't really look like a futuristic software. Next, I want to talk about how Memoji stickers is now on the Apple Watch. As simple as that. And also talking about another user interface change, and that's answering calls. So when you're in a call or you're being faced with answering or declining a call, the answer button is now like 2 times larger than the deny button. Also, the person who is calling you is in bold text, which is all convenient. All these changes, like the changes to when someone's calling you and the little changes to the music and podcast, it's easier to navigate the watch. And when you're trying to navigate a watch with one finger on this small display, you really want it to be as simple as possible. And I'm just butting in here, I forgot 2 things. You could set up on your watch for the watch to give you a little chime at the top of every hour. And also, for whatever reason, if you have an analog watch face or a digital one too, but you just want to know the time, you could put 2 fingers on the watch face,
5:24 p.m.
and it's gonna tell you the time. So that's it. Let's get back into the review. And these last 2 small things are so minor that you probably haven't noticed or you probably haven't cared. WatchOS 6 now brings a completely brand new app icon to the heart rate app. Oh my gosh, it changed from black on red to now red on red. I think it looks clean. It matches like the EKG feel. You know, I like it. I like the new logo rechange. And the second minor thing is that finally, I've been wanting this in the Apple Watch software for so long. Now in activity, you can access the workout information post workout. So let's say you just ran 8 miles on an outdoor run. You can now see all that data, the time, the pace, the weather, the elevation, etc. all on your watch post workout. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that this didn't exist in WatchOS 5 and all of those previous versions. Now, after you do a workout, you can see what happened during that workout after in the activity app. Before, you would have to go to your phone and go to the workout tab and then see your workouts there and then see all of your summarized data. But now, it's directly on the watch, as it should have been forever. And now getting to these bigger changes in WatchOS 6, before we get to all of these new apps, I want to first talk about all of these new watch faces. We got some pretty good watch faces. I've kind of like fallen in love with this sundial watch face over the past week. And because like it shows 5 complications up at a time, you got the 4 corners, plus you have this super cool sundial, and then you have the digital time, or the like analog time, I think that's what it's called. But I don't really want to waste time. If someone asks you, oh, what time is it? I don't want to be like, no, I just want to be like, oh, it's 4:59. It's just super simple, quick like that. And the sundial is really cool because it easily shows you how much time is left in the day, and it kind of forces you to get work done, but that's a little bit more of personal meaning to me. Before that, I will rock the infographic modular watch face, and there's also another brand new infographic modular compact watch face. There's also a California one. There's this gradient one which just displays a simple color. There's all these new watch faces, so there's going to be less and less people complaining every single year that, oh, you can't make your own third-party watch face. Well, Apple's adding some good quality watch faces to it. And now, let's talk about all of these brand new apps that have come with WatchOS 6. And if your watch silently upgraded to WatchOS 6 over the past night, then you're gonna want to take note because there's a ton of brand new apps. And number one, this app I love, and that's the Reminders app. So the Reminders app, the redesign that happened in iOS 13, is also transferred and added to WatchOS 6, so you can make your list in Reminders, see your reminders that are in the future, the reminders that you have now, and who doesn't love reminders. Also, another app is the Calculator, and I gotta say, by far, this Calculator app made by Apple is way better, far superior than any third-party calculator app. And for 2 reasons. One, you could calculate tips, which are cool. And 2, whenever you click a button, it kind of like pops up so that you could easily identify which number you clicked. Pretty simple, right? Another app that came to WatchOS 6 was Voice Memos, so you can now delete your third-party version of that. And voice memos is simply you can record your voice and kind of take like notes. Like some people use voice memos for notes, so you can now use that on the Apple Watch. And also another app that was added in WatchOS 6, but like I don't think it's too necessary. I'm not going to use it too often, and that's the Apple Watch App Store now directly on the watch. You no longer have to go to your phone to download apps. You could do it directly from your Apple Watch. So let's say you want to download the ESPN app. For the Apple Watch, you could download it straight from the Apple Store. But like some apps require the iPhone counterpart, so like, I'm glad this makes the Apple Watch more independent, but I'm not going to use it too often. And these next 2 apps aren't productivity orientated, but they're definitely health orientated, and just makes me think, once upon a time, the Breathe app didn't exist in WatchOS. I remember those days. Good old Breathe app, always reminding you to breathe whenever you need it. Alright, so now in WatchOS 6, you have 2 new health apps, the Noise app and Cycle Tracking. And Cycle Tracking isn't for me because I'm a male, but if you're a female and you want to track your menstrual cycle, you can now do so with kind of like a journal entry app in Cycle Tracking. The logo is cool, I could say that, but I can't give my own little review on it. And then we have the Noise app, and this one I think is kind of useless, but it does make me pay attention to the noise decibel level around me. But for example, I went to a Miami Dolphins NFL football game just 2 days ago, and at the game, my watch was telling me, oh, you're in a loud environment, which I'm like, yeah, I know I'm in a loud environment because it's fun, crazy atmosphere, and you have that dopamine rushing through you, let's go! And that's sporting events for you. But also if you're at a concert, the decibel level around you is going to be extremely high. So I understand why Apple put this in there. It's a super easy, convenient way to monitor your hearing health, which many people don't care about. But you could also add this as a complication. I'm iffy about it because I'm not going to use this every single day. I'm not going to be like, oh, what's the decibel level around me? Because I have ears for that. But it's just a good self-monitor that you're not constantly checking upon yourself. I mean, it's a noise app, and you could have it as a complication. And before I let you go, let me just round up WatchOS 6. And there is one huge feature that I'm not even talking about or mentioning at all because I kind of broke my iPhone SE. And this feature is mostly an iPhone thing. And that's not the new health redesign app. That's great. But it's long-term health tracking. And this is just going to track your health but on a long-term scale. So your activity with those rings is day to day. But now with this long-term trends, you can see how you're doing with activity, with your calories, your exercise minutes, your stand minutes, your walking pace, your running pace, all these different trends, you can see how you're doing over a longer period of time, from 3 months, 6 months, even a year. This long-term tracking app was doing for me until I broke my phone and I no longer have access to those long-term trends. So maybe in WatchOS 7, you could have those long-term trends directly built into the activity app. But that's another request for another day. And also, I have to talk about my girl Siri, which also got an upgrade in WatchOS 6, more of a low-key upgrade. And that's, for one, you could open up websites via Siri, so you could tell Siri to open up whatever website you want, even including apple.com and YouTube, although you can't watch YouTube videos, sadly. You can look at the thumbnails, so you can't watch the videos. So you can open up apple.com and look at websites on your little 1-inch display. How fun. And also Siri now, with Apple's acquisition of Shazam, like kind of like a year ago to this day, Apple bought the company Shazam, the whole algorithm. So now Siri, if you ask it, what song is this? It's gonna tell you via picking up the microphones and some type of secret algorithm. But that's WatchOS 6. WatchOS 6 is great. I love it. It is super simple. It's running perfectly on my WatchOS, not on my WatchOS, on my Apple Watch Series 4. I love it. It's the perfect next step in making the Apple Watch a seamless, independent experience. And I really love it. iOS 13 in combination with WatchOS 6 is perfect. And I really think when Apple first made the Apple Watch, WatchOS 6 plus the Series 5 is what their goal was. And I think we're really reaching like the peak of Apple Watch, because if you pick up the Series 4 or 5 with WatchOS 6, you're going to be happy. You're going to be content with what the experience is giving you. But that's it for me here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you bless. Peace out.
3, 2, 1.